This is the Damascus steel sword with the most intricate pattern in the history of forged in fire, inspired by mandala motifs. It boasts both fantasy and Damascus styles at the same time. The master who crafted the sword is none other than Ilya, the blacksmith who once stunned the judges with his water forging technique and won multiple consecutive championships in the competition. And this time he challenged himself once again. He spent a full 2 months creating this collectible art weapon with Islamic style. In the end, the sword was not only purchased by a mysterious collector for over $1 million, but also defeated his arch-rival Kyle Roy, earning him the title of Best Bladesmith of 2021. At the very beginning of forging the sword, Ilya did not have a final design for it. He only knew that he wanted to forge a large sword. Therefore, he first prepared a massive steel billet. Before forging such a large billet, the top priority was to remove the impurities and oxides inside it. But due to the billet's enormous size, purifying it solely through pressing and hammering was simply impossible. Thus, he needed to use flux to achieve the desired result. After successfully purifying the steel billet, Ilya moved on to the most crucial step, shaping the internal patterns of the steel through stacking, pressing, and hammering. Since Ilya pursued the ultimate complexity and beauty compared to conventional forging methods, he also needed to find several pieces of Damascus steel with different patterns, stacked them crosswise, and fuse them into one piece. But this did not mean that all the steel after hammering and fusion was usable. Given Ilya's perfectionist tendencies and the sword's intricate design, he only selected the densest central part of the forged billet for the blade material. This meant that he had to repeat the same forging process multiple times to gather enough steel for the sword body. After a month-long forging process, the rough blank of this Damascus steel sword was finally born. With his superb craftsmanship, Ilya forged the sword's spine and edge in one go. Unlike other bladesmiths, Ilya's sword body was forged in one single piece, especially the spine and edge. They barely relied on grinding with a grinder. The only function of the grinder was to adjust the sword's spine and edge to achieve a state of absolute perfection. After completing the grinding, Ilya proceeded to heat treat the sword body, after normalizing and quenching the sword to release the internal stress generated in the blade. During the quenching stage, Ilya performed multiple low-temperature tempering processes. After the series of treatments, the steel of the sword body reached perfection from every angle. Next, Ilya began to hand engrave the sword body. This step was extremely time-consuming. Ilya spent a full month just finishing the decorations on the blade. At this point, this stunning masterpiece sword had reached the pinnacle in both artistry and practicality.